Hello guys, welcome to the channel. My name is Kumar Saurabh and today in this video tutorial we will learn about PostgreSQL WHERE clause. Let's see what we are going to cover in this video tutorial. First we will know about PostgreSQL WHERE clause. After this, PostgreSQL WHERE clause with multiple values. Then we will understand about PostgreSQL WHERE clause with multiple condition. At the end we will know about PostgreSQL WHERE clause with like operator. Now move to the first topic, PostgreSQL WHERE clause. To retrieve data from a table in database in the form of rows, we use the PostgreSQL select statement. In essence, we are querying the table for this data. But to filter a data or filter the rows from a table according to a given condition or values, we use the WHERE clause. As we can see here in the index. As we can see here in the syntax, select column list from a table name WHERE condition. Let's understand in better way how WHERE clause works. Now open a pgadmin application and create the table employee with the following data. Execute the code. As we can see from the output, table is created successfully with the data. Now use the command select asterisk from employee to view the table. After running this command, it shows the how table looks. As we can see, table contains 5 columns: employee ID, name, department, salary and date of joining. Now we will use the WHERE clause to filter some of the data. Now suppose that we want employee who belong to department IT. To extract that employee from a table, we will use a WHERE clause. As we can see in the code, after the WHERE clause, we have specified depth equal to IT, which means this command is going to return the columns employee ID, name, depth, salary and date of joining of the employee who belong to IT department. Now execute the code. As we can see from the output, this is the employee. This is the 4 employee: James, Fletcher, Elisa, Eric, who belong to department IT. So now suppose we want to name of the employee who belong to electrical department. So what we are going to do is depth is going to be equal to electrical and execute the code. As we can see from the output, we have filtered the employee based on department. This is how we use the WHERE clause in PostgreSQL to filter the data on a specific condition. The next topic is PostgreSQL WHERE clause multiple condition. When data to be filtered according to a multiple conditions, there are two consecutive operators, namely AND or, which are used to combine many conditions to retrieve data from a table. First, we will learn about AND operator used in PostgreSQL. The overall condition is considered true if and only if all the conditions are true while using AND operator. The syntax to use AND operator in select statement in WHERE clause is as follows. You can see here. So here we can specify as many conditions as we want, like a condition 1, 2 and 3, and the data will be filtered accordingly. Let's see with an example how to retrieve data based on a multiple condition using a WHERE clause. Look at this statement. Select asterisk from employee where depth equal to IT and salary is greater than 2500. So what actually here we are doing is we are fetching the name of employee who belong to department IT and his salary is going to be greater than 2500. As we can see here, the first condition is depth equal to IT and the second condition is salary is greater than 2500, and both this condition is combined by the operator AND in the WHERE clause. As we can see, let's execute the code and see the result. Now from the output we can see that there are 4 people: James, Fletcher, Elisa, Eric, whose department is IT and their salary is greater than 2500. As we can see, this is how we use a multiple condition and combine this condition with the help of AND operator in the WHERE clause to filter the data from a table. Now we will look at a OR operator. So OR operator can be used to combine multiple conditions and it will fetch a result for every 2 conditions. The syntax to use OR operator along with the WHERE clause, as you can see here, everything is the same but the operator is changed here, which is OR. Let's see with an example. Now look at the statement select asterisk from table employee where department equal to mechanical or salary is greater than 2500. So we are fetching the name of the employee or the employee who belong to department mechanical and their salary is greater than 2500. So now execute the code. As we can see in the output, James, Clay, Fletcher, Eric and etc. These people have a salary greater than 2500. From the output we can see some people belong to different departments like IT, HR and electrical, but we have worried about only mechanical. The OR conditions shows the result whichever is true. So as we can see, the electrical, HR and IT department salary is greater than 2500. So in this case, it doesn't consider about department, which means OR operator filter the data from a table based on a condition, whether the condition first is true or second is true or both is true. If the both is true, then it will show result from both of the data which belongs to a specific employee. The next topic is PostgreSQL WHERE clause multiple values. So question is, how can we retrieve a data according to multiple values in a column? One of the methods to select it from multiple values is to use a in clause along with the where clause. So let's directly jump to an example. Now look at the statement, select asterisk from a employee where depth in electrical, mechanical, HR. So as we explained few minutes ago, one of the method is to use a in clause with a where clause. So what exactly happening here? We want to retrieve only the data where a department name is either electrical, mechanical or HR. So we only receive the data having these three names as their department names. Let's execute the code and see. From the output, we can see that the employees who belong to department electrical, mechanical and HR. So you understand from the output that how in clause works. Let's say we want only from the employees department electrical and HR. Now execute the code. As we can see in the output, Amber, Stephen and etc. These people belong to department electrical or HR. So now you have an idea about how in operator works with a where clause to filter data based on multiple values. The last topic of this tutorial is PostgreSQL WHERE clause with like operator. Like is used to match a string pattern using a wildcards. It is used to aid the querying process. If the pattern matches, then the like operator returns true. The two wildcards used for this process are % symbol and underscore symbol. A % symbol represents that there can be any number of numbers or character in its place, and underscore symbol represents that there can be only one number or character in its place. So let's take an example and understand how like operator works. So look at the statement, select asterisk from employee where name like J and % symbol within a single quote. This statement means we want the name of employee whose name is going to start with the letter J, and I don't know all of the letters of the name of the employee, but the employee name should start with J. Execute the code. As we can see in the output, James and Joe's, these two employee names start with the letter J. As we can see, the % symbol represent any amount of numbers or the character after the first letter. As we can see here, only we have specified the letter J, and after the letter J we have used the % symbol. We have used the % symbol. Now suppose we want the name of the employee whose name ends with letter E. So what we will do here, instead of J we will use a % symbol, and after that we will specify the letter E. Now execute the code. As we can see, there is only one employee in the table or database whose name ends with E, and the full name of the employee is Josh. Now here we have used the 3 underscore. This means we want the name of employee whose name starts with J, but we don't know first, second and third letter of the name, but the name should end with S. Execute the code. As we can see from the output, there is only one employee, James, whose name starts with J and end with S. Now we understand how % symbol and underscore works with a like operator in a where clause. Now we will use these both wildcards, % symbol and underscore to see how it works. Now look at this code and execute this. After executing, we will know what actually happens. In the output, we can see there are two employees, Simona and Clay. So what actually happening here is we have queried about the employee whose name starts with any character but should have I as the second character, and we see the desired result as the output Simona and Kile. This is how to use the like operator with the where clause in PostgreSQL. Before we end this tutorial, let me tell you that we have detailed post about PostgreSQL where clause with examples on the website sqlserverguides.com. I hope that you have enjoyed video tutorial about PostgreSQL where clause and learn about how to filter data based on a given condition or a multiple condition. So at last I want to say, don't forget to subscribe our YouTube channel, and thank you.